Hey, what's up, everybody? I just noticed something. I look like a monk. I do with this thing on. I sort of look like a monk. Has anybody ever seen those old like Robin Hood movies with the monk in it? The way he's dressed, I sort of like, I don't know. I sort of remind myself of the monk in the Robin Hood movie. Anyway, I don't know why I thought of that, but anyway, before I get on with my review of Happyland Studios Green Irish Tobacco, I want to give two shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the person who sent this to me. His name is Lewis. Um, I really like him. He's a good friend of mine in Facebook land, and he's a friend of mine in YouTube land. He's actually a fragrance reviewer also. And I want to give him a shout out because if it wasn't for him, I would not be doing this review. He actually sent this to me as a gift. Um, he didn't send this to me specifically to do a review. He's just a nice guy, and he sent it to me just to be nice. That's the way he is. So I want to give a shout out to him. His name is Lewis. He has a fragrance YouTube channel. He's a fragrance reviewer. The name of his channel is Mr. Miami Cuddles. As a matter of fact, I'll put the link to his channel in the description so you can check him out, and I hope y'all do. He's an excellent fragrance reviewer, and I've actually learned quite a bit on different things by listening to him and watching his reviews. So I hope y'all check him out. I also want to give a shout out to the creator of this fragrance called Green Irish Tobacco by Happyland Studios. I want to give a shout out to E.J. Wells. He's the one who created this fragrance, and he is the owner of this house. So I want to give a big shout out to him also. When I first heard about this, before I even got this fragrance in the mail, um, when I first started reading about this and hearing reviews, I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't think I will like that because it's a combination of Green Irish Tweed by Creed, which I do not care for. I do not care for Green Irish Tweed for some reason. But it's also that and a combination of Tobacco Vanille, which I always say Tobacco Vanille. So I'll stick with that. But a lot of people say Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. It's a combination of those two fragrances. And I was like, well, I like the Tobacco Vanille or Tobacco Vanilla, but I don't really like Green Irish Tweed, so I probably wouldn't like that fragrance. Wrong. Um, this is it has like a Green Irish Tweed, sort of like a DNA, but it's a different fragrance to me personally. Um, Actually, let me give you a little bit of basic facts before I go on with my review. This is actually a perfume extract, so the essential oils are a little bit higher concentrated, which will help with the performance because I'll get to that in a minute. But I actually messaged EJ Wells and I wanted to make sure that I got the notes correct. So I messaged him and he said the notes are lemon verbena, iris tobacco, violet leaves, vanilla, tonka bean, and ambergris. Um, instead of going into instead of going into great detail like I usually do on most of my reviews, the last three reviews I've done, I've tried to sort of make it a little bit more simple and shorten up my reviews because I've been known to get into a little bit too much detail about the opening and then how the opening develops into the mid and how the mid develops into the dry down. And I was, a lot of my reviews have been really detailed, too detailed. So from now on, I'm just going to give a general overall description of what the fragrance smells like instead of getting into too much detail because some of my reviews have lasted 15 minutes of me explaining exactly how it develops. I don't want to do that anymore. So I'll tell you, I'll try to shorten it up a little bit from now on. There's a couple of notes in this fragrance that I think make this fragrance shine and make it so beautiful. That is the lemon verbena in the opening. Very, very beautiful. I'm not a big fan at all of lemon, but actually lemon verbena is a little bit different from the note lemon. It has a little bit of sweetness to it, and it has a lemon vibe, but it's different from just like lemon. So the opening is actually really, really beautiful. It is a citrus accord, but it's very, very beautiful. After, I would say, probably about 35 minutes, there's a tobacco that comes in. It's not really up front that much. It's sort of more in the background, and I think it helps support the lemon verbena. Very, very beautiful when those notes combine together. But I think me personally, I've thought about this. I think probably the note in here that I think really makes this fragrance even more beautiful is the ambergris in the dry down. Ambergris can have different smells depending on how it's blended. But this when that ambergris does come in, it comes in actually in the mid and mixes with the tobacco and the vanilla. And I just get just a little bit of the violet leaves, but when all of those notes combine in the mid, oh my God, this is incredible. It really is. I didn't think I would like this before I actually started wearing it, but this is actually an amazing fragrance. It really is. Especially in the mid when all that mixes together, the tobacco and the vanilla and the lemon verbena and the ambergris. The ambergris is I think, the most important note in here. I think it's like the key as far as I'm concerned. It just gives it a very unique, beautiful smell. And I noticed something yesterday. I noticed this. I could smell this like close up on my skin, and I was like, this smells really good. I like this. But I noticed something. I went through the kitchen one time yesterday, and I was doing some stuff outside, and I come back through, and I got a whiff of this beautiful, beautiful fragrance, and I was like, that's me. That's what I have on. It smells good when I sniff my arm, but the scent trail of this smells even better. And I think this is going to be a huge compliment getter because the scent trail and the projection that this gives off is just freaking amazing. It is. When I come back through in the kitchen, I was like, damn, this smells good. So I'm actually really surprised. I didn't think I was going to like this, but I actually really, really do. And I think this is a 30 mil. I think I have a 30 mil. I'm definitely getting another one. This will actually probably last me a while. Actually, let me go ahead and mention that the performance on this is incredible. I put this on yesterday and throughout the night, and I went to sleep and got up this morning and I could still smell it. So I know for a fact that the longevity is at least 9 hours on this. And I took a shower and washed really good. So that sort of killed that. But I know this is going to be at least 9 to 10 hours on this due to the concentration of this. But this is killer. I think this is going to be a major compliment getter, but this is going to last me a while because the performance is so good. I'm not going to have to like spray it on like twice a day. This is good for 9 hours. But when this does run out, I'm definitely getting another one of these because I really like this. I love the combination of notes, and I love the way he like blended this all together. It turned out very, very well. So big thumbs up. And I actually asked him, so I could pass this along to y'all. I asked him what size bottles and how much they cost. And he messaged me and said the 30 ml is $35, which is killer. And the 50 ml is $45, which is even more killer. I will put the link to his website in the description, but you cannot get this on the website. You have to go to the Happyland Studio Facebook group, which I will also put in the description. So you'll have 2 links. And if you decide you want to check this out, go to his Facebook group. His name is EJ Wells, and message him about this, and y'all will, hook up with him about getting this. Very, very impressed. As far as the rating, if I had to rate this, I actually thought about this morning. If I had to rate this with the overall general smell, the way it's blended, which is extremely important to me. Blending is very important in perfumery. Performance, everything. I would have to give this at least like a 7.5 or 8, because this is just a beautiful smell. But anyway, I'll put those links in the description, and I hope y'all got something from this. And keep an eye out for my next review. It's going to be another, I guess you would say, I don't know if you would call it independent niche fragrance, just like this one. But my next review is going to be on another really cool guy that has a very cool house. Zaharoff. His name is George Zaharoff. He has done a fragrance which I'm very impressed with also, called Signature Pour Homme. So keep an eye out for this one too. I got a lot of good things to say about this one also. But anyway, I love you guys, and I hope y'all have a good weekend, and I will be back, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.